My name is Charmaine. I'm 39 years old. I'm married with 4 children, one grandson, and one on the way. And on December 7th, 2007, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is not as simple as the Lyrica and Cymbalta commercials make it seem. I tried Lyrica. This is 75 milligrams. Then I went all the way up to 225 milligrams. It didn't work. All it did was make me gain 20 pounds. Fibromyalgia is a very complex chronic illness which encompasses more than just muscle pain and fatigue. It affects so many more body areas. My ears, my stomach, my intestines, every part of my body is affected by fibromyalgia. It's changed my life. I worked for 20 years on the books. I was a assistant room service manager at a 4-diamond 5-star hotel. I worked in the convention catering business for over 13 years. And to find out at the age of 35 that I couldn't work anymore because my hands couldn't type. I couldn't guarantee holding a phone. It's devastating. And the thing that makes me so angry is how the pharmaceutical companies make fibromyalgia look so simple. Once again, I'm referring to the Lyrica commercials and the Cymbalta commercials. There is no cure for fibromyalgia. It can only be treated. And finding a treatment plan that's right for the person is a very long and tedious process. When I was first diagnosed, I was literally bedridden for 2 years. I couldn't drive. I couldn't walk. They had no way to manage my pain with the exception of serious narcotics, oral morphine drip, but you can't be on them for your entire life. We had to find a combination of medication that would get me somewhat back to normal. In the process of this excruciating pain, I'm trying to raise a family. I have a husband. We have bills. Social Security isn't very fast in giving people back their money. I had to hire an advocate, and it took 18 months, which is still faster than most people. It took 18 months for me to win my Social Security battle. But I did win. I was able to get my full financial benefits for the 20 plus years that I worked. But in fighting for Social Security, my husband and I basically almost went bankrupt. We lost our car. We had to move into a different house. All because I had no income coming in. And it was right at the time where the economy was just starting to go down. So you want to talk about a series of unfortunate events. But my faith was strong, and it still is, and God saw us through. I won my case, they gave me my back money, and we were able to put our financial life back on track. A lot of people say, and I am definitely one of them, if you do not have fibromyalgia, you don't understand the pain and the fatigue and everything else with fibromyalgia. I bet a lot of you didn't know that fibromyalgia can cause you to lose your hair. I'm living proof. My hair is gone. It won't grow. Well, it does grow, but now my scalp is allergic to my hair, which means every time my hair grows, like this little bit is fine, but once it starts growing, say in another 3 or 4 weeks, inflammation all in my scalp. I get headaches, and the only thing that relieves the pain of my scalp is shaving my head. And imagine having to shave your head every month because your scalp is now allergic to your hair. That's a part of fibro. Frequent ear infections, fibro. I take all these medications every day, some of them as much as 4 times a day, to get me to a pain level of 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. I have to take 2,000 units of vitamin D every day because a lot of people with fibromyalgia have very low vitamin D counts. I have to take vitamin E for one reason or another. I can't remember. But imagine this every day. Is it expensive? Yes. Thanks to Medicare and supplemental insurance, instead of me spending $700 a month in medication, I'm now spending about $25 a month. Once again, the medication, it just makes me be able to function. And sometimes getting out of bed and taking a shower is hard. Sometimes I'm in so much pain, all I can do is just cry because there's nothing anyone can do to take away the pain. I have tried physical therapy, and if you deal with a physical therapist who is not versed in fibromyalgia, they can do more harm than good. I found that out the hard way. I found that Namaste yoga and really deep stretches helps with the inflammation. I also found out just recently Cymbalta, in conjunction with my other cocktail of medication, does help with fatigue and the inflammation that appears all over the body. In my case, fibromyalgia is a illness like no one can really explain. But what I want everyone to know is having a chronic illness like fibro, everyone experiences it differently. You have people who are on the lighter side of fibro where they have mild fatigue and mild pain. And then you have people who are in between and they can still work and manage. And then you have people who are severe. And unfortunately, my case is severe where I can't work. Picking up a telephone, driving a car, walking, that hurts. I permanently walk now with the cane because my balance is so bad. Is this an improvement from what I was 4 years ago? Yes. Is it ever going to get 100% better? No. How does it affect my family? It's difficult, especially for my husband. It's hard to watch someone you love in pain and you can't help them. But my husband is one of those people who's never been sick a day in his life, except for the occasional flu, allergy, but nothing medical major like hospitalizations or anything. So for him to understand my pain and suffering, it's difficult. And let's not forget there's a lot of negative information about fibro on the internet, on the news, and lots of doctors and other people would still think it's a illness that just affects your brain, and they couldn't be further from the truth. My children have learned to adjust to life with a mom who's disabled. It was hard for them at first, but you get better with things at time, and they know that certain times of day mom is asleep because she's tired, or if I do cook dinner, it's done early because cooking dinner takes a lot out of me, so I need to rest. My hair starts growing back, I don't have the strength to shave it. It's so much that I can't put it in a 15-minute video. I'm so happy for organizations like the Fibro National Organization, fmaware.org, and all of the new support groups and the awareness that fibromyalgia is finally getting. I proudly wear a Fibro band. My children have one, my family has one. One of the things that Fibro people hate to hear, wow, you don't look sick. If they only knew. And again, not everyone has the severity of fibro that I do, and that's including the hair loss. But I keep active, and I'm always looking at the new research, the new testing, anything new they have on fibro, just for any type of relief. I'm happy to say that my pain is being managed. Once again, it's not 100%, but a 5 out of a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the highest, normally I'm like a 20, it's livable. Will I ever be able to go back to work? Unfortunately not. Oh, and fibro fog. Ooh, that's a whole different story. My memory is so bad. In the course of shooting this video, I probably said a couple of things several times already. But fibro is real. It's not something in our heads, and more people are being diagnosed with it. Men, women, even teenagers. Oh, I forgot to mention the insomnia. With fibro, our brains never go into REM sleep because every time we move, your brain picks up on the pain signals you still emit. I've had 3 sleep studies done, and all 3 of them showed high levels of brain activity when it looked like I was perfectly sound asleep. Of course, I take prescribed sleeping medicine, but I can still be up for hours until that takes effect. It's so hard to say everything about fibro and how's it affected me and my family in a 15-minute window, but that's all I have. If you know someone with fibro, be empathetic. We don't want your sympathy. We just want you to know that our pain is real. We want people to know that it's not in our minds. We're not crazy. Every day, fibro researchers and doctors are making strides in medications and treatments. And maybe one day they'll even find a cure. Until then, I keep my faith in God. I thank Him for the family that I have and the doctors that I have. Thanks for listening to my story. God bless.